It's like walking away from Seinfeld and going, yay, America! No, yay, terrible people, that was funny. It's a very typical thing to do in comedy. You give us shitty people doing funny things and we laugh. I guess that is America. Yay, America! What's up, guys? Welcome to Boss Level 8, where we make fun of movie critics, and today we are talking about Super Troopers 2, the long-awaited sequel by a handful of people who love this movie and probably that guy, and probably got exactly what they wanted, but Andrew Todd is gonna bitch about it. So let's take a look at his review for the first time together, and if it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell right next to it. Let's see what this guy had to say. It's gonna be stupid. Legacy sequels. They're all the rage, despite frequently mixed results. How do you make a sequel to a movie long after the original came out? The benchmark being surely the 16 years between Return of the Jedi and The Phantom Menace. Man, that's a weird analogy. I don't feel like we get to compare Super Troopers and Star Wars. One of them has a bear fucking, and the only person who got fucked in The Phantom Menace was me. That movie was terrible. Do you pass the torch to a new cast, reboot the concept entirely, or do you use the same cast, taking their advancing age into account? I mean, I guess it really depends on, I don't know, the script, and where the script is going with it. Like in the case of Phantom Menace, it would be really weird if they used the same cast. That would be a little strange. Like, wow, I'm really not buying this young Anakin child because he looks ridiculously old. Like, how is he already bald? How is he already a fucking robot? If you're Broken Lizard, making a sequel to cult classic Super Troopers, you basically make a do-over. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You give the people what they want. Do that again, but somewhat different. That's it. There are a lot of places that you can go to where that's what you want. You don't go back to Chuck E. Cheese wanting like amazing cuisine. You want the shitty cardboard pizza again. Also, don't go to Chuck E. Cheese as an adult unless you have children, because they won't let you in. This is the same set of characters engaging in the same puerile pranks against citizens and each other, and waging the same private war against other law enforcement agencies. Only this time, it's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Yeah. It's so weird because we love familiar, and for some reason you're saying we shouldn't. Everyone finds the bar that they always want to go to, and then they always go to it. Not only that, they always order the same fucking drink. And not only that, when their server isn't there, they're like, where the hell is Cindy? She's my favorite because she always puts 2 orange slices on my drink. And I'm not gonna get it without asking. This is bullshit. But then you get a familiar movie sequel that's familiar because they made it familiar and you're like, this is bullshit. I'm done. If that's all you need from Super Troopers Stew? If that's all you, who the fuck is Stew? Or is it like a meal? I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Super Troopers Stew, try it now. It's full of bear shit. If that's all you need from Super Troopers 2, stop reading now and go see it. You probably won't be disappointed. Wow, that's... Man, I wish I could just leave and go see it. Because that's all I need. That's all you should need. That's the point. To be honest, that's exactly why you should see this movie anyway. And I feel like anyone who reads beyond this was falsely looking for further character development. Not the movie. Getting a little deeper, if you read that plotline and thought, my oh my, can't wait for a big old barrel full of Canadian jokes, let me tell you that Super Troopers 2 is your movie, my friend. I feel like if you saw the trailer and saw 3 Mounties, you knew it was coming, and you shouldn't go to the theater unless you want it to come. All of your whatever. Sorry. Sad jokes. Isn't it funny how Canadians say sorry and a lot? Isn't it funny how some people in the world don't speak English? Isn't it funny the way Canadians pronounce about? Yes, according to those characters. If those characters didn't think that was funny, they wouldn't be those characters. They would be different characters. It would be a different movie, and you probably shouldn't call it what they called it. You want Farva to be nice all of a sudden? This is just a shit, that's a shit idea. That's a shitty idea. Sorry, Farva's a shitty idea, and that's why he works. That's a shitty idea, and that's why it doesn't work. Stupid. Dumb. I'm done. Alright. Actually managed to reach a level of complexity and insight lower than yoga hosers, a feat I previously wouldn't have thought possible. I hate that you're required to go see movies, because if you went to yoga hosers because you wanted to see it based on the trailer and the director and the people in it, you probably would have had a good time. Same thing with Super Troopers 2. I don't even know if you liked Super Troopers 1, but I have a feeling that you didn't. Because Super Troopers 1 and having a liking for it would make you want to see this, and then go to it and be like, wow, I got what I paid for. Instead, you didn't pay and were forced to do it because you get paid to do this shit. So instead of you paying, you got paid, and because you were forced to do this, you end up disappointed because for some reason you wanted amazing. But you know what? It's not all fucking La La Land, alright? On the other hand, the scenario lends itself to some ribbing of American culture too. But despite Super Troopers 2 occasionally poking fun at the United States gun problem, its broken healthcare system, and more, it ultimately comes down on the side of American greatness. I don't agree with that. At all. It actually kind of has the whole message of we're all shit. Pretty much. And that we should pretty much stop bickering about all this crap. I feel like that's pretty much where we ended there. I don't want to give away the ending, but like, it didn't end with like, you know what, America's great. It more ended with like, you know what, these characters suck. All of them. Every single one. Yeah. Even going as far as to champion some of the nation's many objective weaknesses. The troopers are the heroes of the story, their immaturity cast as a virtue. I don't feel like you're supposed to walk away going like, yay, these horrible people are great. Yay, America. At all. I feel like that thoroughly misses the point. I feel like you're supposed to walk away going, they're all kind of terrible and that was funny. It's like walking away from Seinfeld and going, yay, America! No, yay, terrible people, that was funny. It's a very typical thing to do in comedy. You give us shitty people doing funny things and we laugh. I guess that is America. Yay, America! Only American cinema really does this. No other national cinema culture so routinely proclaims its country to be more normal than other countries. Wow, that's not true. What are you talking about? We just make more movies. That's literally it. It's just a percentage thing. You've never heard of like a French person going stupid American. Like they think we're dumb and that they're better than us in France and in England and in Canada and everywhere else. Especially now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world. And it's honestly just a percentage thing. Someone can go, Stephen King's a terrible author because a lot of people would say that he wrote some stinkers. But he also wrote like 20 times the amount of books as other people. So if one person writes one good book and someone writes 50 books and 10 are good and 40 suck, he still wrote 10 that are good, which trumps the one. That was an accidental word. Super Troopers 2 is representative of that groan-inducing, self-congratulatory trend. For the world's most powerful country, pillorying literally any other country is the definition of punching down. It's arrogant and gross, and though it probably goes unnoticed, it's probably completely and utterly describing the characters in this movie. I don't want to read that anymore. You just keep describing the characters of the movie. The biggest problem is that they don't actually have a good enough redemption. That's really the thing. If you read about Scrooge, he has a great redemption. He's kind of a dick, but by the end of it, he's nice. In this, they all start out as dicks, and then they're like slightly less a dick, I guess? But they're all still kind of dicks and shitty people. Just ask Fred Savage, and if you saw the movie, you'll get that shit. As for the rest of Super Troopers 2's jokes, your mileage will vary according to how funny you find its staged prank videos. But outside of their good-natured workplace riffing, there are only so many laughs to wring out of dudes getting kicked in the balls, unless you count the success of Jackass and YouTube. All of YouTube. The entire platform is based on ball kicking. I'm pretty sure. And just different versions of ball kicking. We'd be growing a lot bigger if we were kicking balls. We'd be every day, bro. Yeah. Also, every day, bro, is a version of kicking balls, by the way. Fake beef between you and your brother is kicking balls, and we just watch it because it's funny to see someone kick balls. To say nothing of the pervasive streak of gay panicking, male-gazing, cock-waving frat house crudity that runs through the film. Sure, the comedy in this movie was always going to be juvenile, but juvenile humor can be clever. This isn't. This is a movie where, why does it have to be clever if it's juvenile? I don't understand why that has to be. There's entire compilations of people slipping on ice. Like 25-minute compilations of people slipping on ice, like all over the internet. And there's no like cleverness or plot going on, and people watch it and they laugh their asses off. Why does it have to be clever? I may be pre-hypertension, but you're pretension. Though Broken Lizard's storytelling and filmmaking chops have grown considerably, not to mention their ability to score amusing celebrity cameos, Super Troopers 2 suggests they've gained little maturity in the decade and a half since the original film's release. If that lack of growth been limited to the characters, the film could have been an opportunity for a comment on growing up. But what we have instead is a tired, sagging movie populated by tired, sagging men still making pot jokes and fart noises well into middle age. You wanted a redemption movie. That's the problem. It is the characters. It makes sense for them to still be doing this. It would be really weird if they changed. It would just be a bad movie or just a normal movie that's titled wrong. If you're able to recapture the baked out of your gourd joy you found at the turn of the millennium, more power to you. I'm happy that you're happy. I just ask that you consider for a moment what being trapped in 2001 era stoner comedy says about you. It says that you found it funny. You realize that, like, these movies are still funny, right? Like, it's okay to make a stupid comedy. Why is that bad? I don't understand. What does that say about you if you still think something like that is funny? I can watch Half-Baked and still think it's funny. You know why? Because it's funny. It has nothing to do with me growing up or anyone else growing up. It just has to do with whether or not you can relate into it in any manner, or the jokes are funny, or it's silly enough for you to be like, yeah, that's it. That's all you need. And if you can't do that, then what does that say about you other than you're really, really, really sad? And I don't know your actual age, but you're probably about 50 years older than you are actually. I don't know, guys. I gotta admit, I actually thought Super Troopers 2 was exactly what it should be. It was funny, it was stupid, brought back old jokes, brought back new jokes, old characters, new characters. It did what it was supposed to do. Went in the theater, laughed with a bunch of people because everyone else was laughing because they knew what they were getting into. I'd love to hear what you think. Put it down in the comments. Me and Kojak will answer your comments and read them because we want to hear what you thought about this movie because we thought it was funny and this guy just kind of missed the entire point. That being said, if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. If you want to see another video from us, there's one on the screen that you can click. And until we see you next time, geek out and game on.